Some people are born with advantages. Others are born with nothing. No money, no connections, no safety net. And then there are people born so invisible that history itself forgets to write its name down. This is the story of a woman who didn't even have a birth certificate, but went on to break the sound barrier, outfly the limits of human expectation, and trained over 1,000 women the military said the world did not need. This is the story of Jacqueline Cochran. Before we begin, take a moment. If stories of courage, forgotten heroes, and human potential inspire you, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to this channel for more real stories that history tried to ignore. Now, let's go back to the beginning. Chapter 1. A life that wasn't supposed to exist. Jacqueline Cochran's childhood wasn't difficult. It was erased. No birth certificate, no official records, no clear documentation of who her parents were or where she truly came from. She grew up in extreme poverty in Florida, the kind of poverty where survival replaces dreams, where childhood ends before it begins. As a young girl, she worked in cotton mills, her hands rough and bleeding while other children played. Shoes were a luxury, something you wore only if someone somewhere could afford them for you. Hunger was normal. Uncertainty was constant. Hope was optional. By every rule of society, Jacqueline Cochran should have remained unseen, uneducated, unremembered. But something inside her refused to stay grounded. Chapter 2. Learning to defy gravity. Jacqueline didn't discover flying the way most people do. She didn't grow up near airfields. She didn't come from aviation families. She didn't even know pilots. She chose flight the way desperate people choose oxygen. When she first sat in an airplane, she didn't feel fear. She felt belonging. Flying wasn't an escape. It was a revelation. The sky didn't care where she came from. It didn't ask for documents. It didn't judge her past. By the 1930s, Jacqueline Cochran wasn't just flying planes, she was testing them. And this mattered because test pilots don't chase glory, they chase answers. Chapter 3. When records became data. Engineers didn't hire Jacqueline for publicity, they hired her because she returned with truth. She flew aircraft higher and faster than most men dared. She pushed machines to their breaking point. She documented how metal flexed at extreme speeds, how oxygen systems failed under pressure, how engines behaved when pushed beyond what they were designed to survive. Her record-breaking flights weren't stunts. They were experiments that expanded aviation itself. Every time she landed, she brought the future with her. And still, the world wasn't ready to fully accept her. Chapter 4. Breaking the sound barrier. In 1953, Jacqueline Cochran climbed into an F-86 Sabre. The sky ahead was uncharted. The air itself would resist her. When she crossed Mach 1, the sound barrier shattered. She became the first woman in history to fly faster than the speed of sound. Most people would have stopped there. They would have written books, given speeches, accepted the applause. Jacqueline Cochran did none of that. She kept flying. In 1964, at 58 years old, she flew an F-104 Starfighter past Mach 2, twice the speed of sound. She wasn't chasing records anymore. She was proving a point. The frontier is always farther than we think. Chapter 5. The fight that mattered most. Her greatest battle wasn't fought in the sky. It was fought on the ground. When World War II began, the U.S. military faced a severe pilot shortage. Women pilots were experienced, capable, disciplined. The military said they weren't needed. Jacqueline Cochran said they were wrong. She organized the Women Air Force Pilots Program, the WASP. Over 1,000 women were trained under her leadership. They flew bombers. They flew fighters. They ferried 12,000 aircraft across the country. They towed live targets while male pilots practiced shooting at them. They tested repaired planes, sometimes the most dangerous flights of all. 38 women died in service. And when the war ended, Congress disbanded the program. No recognition, no veteran status, no benefits, just silence. Chapter 6: A 33-year fight for justice. Jacqueline Cochran did not forget them. For 33 years, she fought Congress. 33 years of letters, testimony, pressure. Until finally, in 1977, the WASP pilots were granted military veteran status. It didn't bring back the dead, but it restored dignity. Outro: Legacy and Call to Action. By the time Jacqueline Cochran died in 1980, she had set over 200 aviation records. She was buried with full military honors, the Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, induction into the Aviation Hall of Fame. But her real legacy isn't medal or medals. It's proof. Proof that competence has no gender, that poverty does not determine destiny, that history can be rewritten by those bold enough to challenge it. A girl with no birth certificate forced the world to recognize excellence it tried to ignore. Jacqueline Cochran didn't just fly faster than sound. She flew faster than prejudice could keep up. If this story moved you, like this video, share it so her legacy reaches further. Comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe for more true stories of courage, sacrifice, and human potential. Because sometimes, history doesn't change quietly. It changes at Mach 2.